Well, we were actually on our way to Grant County where we heard that there has been a lot of damage from this storm. We got stopped on the way here on Highway 60 in Richland Center. I'm going to show you why. Back here, they have one of their snow plows shoveling up the dirt that fell from a mudslide. We just learned that there was a police officer and 2 firefighters injured in this explosion. To give you a picture, you can still see the smoke behind me, and we are about a mile away from the explosion right now. Similar to planting in a garden, farmers need their soil to be dry and loose when planting their crops. After the truck plowed through these trees, it dipped down into this hill, up in the air, and into that garage. Mayor Paul Esser told me that they are still feeling that hurt from July 10th. The OSHA report goes on to explain that Bear Communications and VC Tech did not go through the proper steps before they began digging. Travel Wisconsin carefully picked out the locations for these selfie stands. They're very easy to use. Set your phone on the ledge, put your timer on, step back, and say cheese. People are definitely waiting for the nice weather here. If we can take a look at all of the people here, it never ceases to amaze me, the turnout for concerts on the square. You don't have to be a car person to really admire all of these cars at the Iowa Car Show. I am telling you, I'm so impressed. These are a couple of hot rods here. Thanks for joining us today at 4. I'm Morgan Wolfe. A fugitive that's been missing for more than 7 years has returned to Wisconsin to face criminal charges. Just into the NBC 15 newsroom moments ago, we learned that the Richland County Sheriff Office is confirming that a fire happened at Hair Salon in Richland Center.
Yes, this happened.
Right now, police in New Zealand are urging people in Christchurch to stay off the streets. There have been reports of a mass shooting inside a mosque. In Green Lake County, a family is mourning tonight after a 14-month-old child was hit and killed by a wagon over the weekend. A very special ceremony at the Wisconsin State Capitol for Fire Captain Corey Barr, who was killed almost a year ago in the gas explosion in Sun Prairie. The man who killed Jamie Kloss's parents, kidnapped the 13-year-old, and held her captive for almost 3 months will be sentenced today. Earlier this week, we learned of former Madison Police Chief Mike Colville's sudden retirement. As we reflect on his years of service, we're putting in focus his ways of improving communication and transparency for the department, how he created a way for people to hear their messages from MPD like never before. Amy, I'm feeling alive. It is so nice outside. It's just like positive energy all around right now.
You know, it's hard not to feel fabulous when the sun is shining.
Real shark, that's actually spray
Now I just
paint,
have that,
like that
baby shark song in my head.
No, I got the shark
Thanks.
face. Ooh-ha.
I don't know what that is. Hey, the warmer weather was good for sculpting a Sunday.
Finding
Started
Nemo.
the
You're backing
melt.
that up.
Little coating tonight looks like a couple weeks ago.
There's a conspiracy theory that he did it on purpose, though, because
Really?
his daughter sent a video and saying that she missed him.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And so, I mean, he's so smart. Like, how did it just happen?
I guess that could be
Could
the
be
way
it.
it went. Yeah, because he was on that show for what, almost 6 weeks?
Wouldn't you do that?
Something
I mean,
like
if
that.
your kids were like, hey, Dad.
I watch the show, I don't buy it.
No. What a Gouda way to celebrate.
We knew it was coming.
Cheese Day continues today. If you're looking for something to do and you don't want to stay at home like Brian all day, we have a few ideas for you.
Here's a look at the events happening throughout the area.
5531, person down between the building.
Officers couldn't get to the front lines without dispatchers
Middleton.
taking the first call.
Is she there for, like, does she work there, or did she say?
Danielle Kimball has been a calming voice
No, that's okay.
who provides quick judgment to get help where it's needed.
Middleton Police Department. I've been doing it since I was 19, 20 years old. Everything is about timing. A second can mean the world of difference.
The building is all locked up and with a couple of deputies.
September 19th, 2018. Each second meant a difference, as she had to send her officers to an active shooter inside an office building filled with people.
Is it hard being in the community and knowing these officers and having to send them to something like this?
Absolutely. I think that was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done. But, I mean, I can't wrap them in bubble wrap and tell them not to go.
Additional ambulances also staged outside.
It's just, I kept thinking about little tidbits of each officer. and what I know about them. You know, one officer had a baby, one likes to show me Lego projects, an officer's about to retire. Yeah. So just little stuff kept kind of going through my head as I'm sending them out there to that. And then at the same time, I'm thinking about the people in that building and the amount of people that I'm asking, can you get out? And if they said no, I have to tell them, you need to hide.
Drop that gun now!
The person behind the voice that comforts people in crisis found herself not knowing what to expect.
Finding out that there was no casualties and that everybody was going to be okay. I think after I found that out for sure, I slept like a baby that night. I was so happy.
A helping hand to the community and to the department.
I have the satisfaction of thinking, you know, I did it. I took care of my people.
When they needed it most.
Any other dispatcher here would have done it.
We spoke to emergency management officials just before the start of this newscast and learned that it's the berm that breached, not the dam, like what some media outlets are reporting. Now, behind me, you'll see that the water is flowing into this park here. This park is usually filled with people, but tonight it sits filled with water.
When rain comes, we call it blessings from the Lord. We got a lot of blessings last night.
The Bellevue Community Park is filled with blessings from Lake Bellevue.
Yeah.
Something Jesus Chavez prays doesn't get any worse.
I talked to a lot of the old timers, and they've never seen anything like this.
Bridges closed and games of hoops put on hold.
Everything is covered up now with the river water.
But Carrie Ohm says some are taking this as an opportunity to christen themselves. Oh, look at the duck! No! Oh no! Poor duck!
I think they are liking it a lot.
What is a blessing in some eyes
Duh!
could be a burden to others. But at the end of the day, people are just thankful no one was hurt.
This is a lot of water.
Just about an hour ago, fire officials that we spoke with say that they are concerned that the water will continue to rise, not just tonight, but into tomorrow. That is why they have shut down Highway 69. That closed just about an hour ago around 9 o'clock and will not reopen until possibly once this water recedes here, hopefully within the next 5 days or so. But fire officials also have sandbags available for any residents or business owners in this area if you have any more concerns. Coming up in about 7 minutes, we'll let you know a little bit more about what they're currently evaluating. So reporting live in Belleville, I'm Morgan Wolfe. I'll toss it back to you.
Now, the wet stretch of weather we've had this spring has the planting season well behind schedule, but also a lot of farmers, they're still digging themselves out from the historic flooding last summer.
Exactly. I mean, we all lived through it. It was a mess last summer with all of that flooding, and it really impacted a lot of farmers. But right now, they're kind of in the same position. I met a farmer who is determined, though, to keep his family's business thriving.
On a typical day, we're here at 5:30 in the morning to start milking cows, and we usually get done about 6:30 in the evening. Growing food, fuel, and everything for the nation, for the world. It just makes you really proud.
Tradition runs deep for Doug Rebow, who has spent his life on his Janesville farm.
So I've been here for over 50 years.
Growing it with help of his family to 2,500 acres of corn, 1,300 of soybean, plus alfalfa for his dairy cows. But this weather has slowed his planting season down.
Yep.
Federal crop insurance planting season begins April 15th. Doug's farm didn't get started until April 20th. The recent dry weather has flirted with Wisconsin farmers.
Got our bean drill, about 35 acres done before it started raining, and then I got stuck.
The rain can make the fields unfavorable to get through, and it can cause the seeds' growth to stall.
Similar to planting in a garden, farmers need their soil to be dry and loose when planting their crops.
The extra water isn't slowing the push for the family to keep their tradition going.
Just part of farming.
As Doug is sprouting with hope that this season will be better than his last.
We're going to have to wait and see what happens.
Doug says that they need another good stretch of at least 3 to 4 days without rain before they can go ahead and finish all of their planting. In studio, I'm Morgan Wolfe, NBC 15 News. I want to know, what do you think Valentine's Day is about?
It's about love.
Do you think you know a lot about love at 6? Who do you love?
My brother. I love my best friends and my teachers. My mom.
Why do you love your mom?
Because she does whatever I want. She lets me stay up at nap time.
I wish I still had a nap time. What do you think love is?
Hi. I'm where you give hugs and kisses. Love is something that you really just want to give them like a hug or something, but you also want to give them something for Valentine's.
I had to come to the experts to find out what love really is. How long have you been married for?
We've been married 68 years. Be kind to each other and loving and do things together and enjoy your life together.
Remember to say, "I'm sorry, dear. It won't happen again, dear. I'm sorry, dear."
Oh my.